Hello and welcome to Regrow Tech India. I'm your host, Durin Nayab, bringing to you yet another episode on the Java Beginners Interview Series. So, in today's episode, we will be discussing a very important concept and a very popular one called the Fibonacci series. Now, oftentimes the series is known as Fibonacci series, Fibonacci series, and whatnot. But honestly, you can call whatever which you're comfortable with. Let's see what this Fibonacci series is all about and why or where is the hype, honestly, right? Let's go ahead and check out the code. So first of all, we'll go ahead and try and understand what the series is about. If you see here, the Fibonacci series always starts with a 0 and a 1. Those are your first two terms always. The third term comes by adding the first two terms. So 0 plus 1 is 1. The next term comes after by adding the last two terms. So the last two terms is 1 and 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Again, the next term does come by adding the last two terms. 1 plus 2 is 3. The last two terms now is 2 and 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5. The last two terms are now 3 and 5. So 3 and 5 is 8 and so on. This is a Fibonacci series. So typically if you have to explain it to someone, what is a Fibonacci series? A Fibonacci series is a series where the series starts with 0 and 1 and the next term is or comes by adding the last two terms. As simple as that, right? So first of all, we need to print this 0 and 1. So those will be your variables and then we will have a variable sum. Sum will have whatever a plus b is and then we will have to swap the numbers. And that's what we are going to do. Now, give me a second while I share my Eclipse board. Okay, so here's the board. Now, we'll directly start coding and we will start by saying that we will have our first number in a variable called int a equals 0. Our second number will be int b equals 1. And since we already have it, we'll go ahead and print it. Now, when I'm printing it, I do not want to print it in a new line. So I'll just say system.out.print and I will print A. And after that, I'll simply give a little space, right? And I'll do the same with B. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll just change here this to B, right? Now, as for now, if you test it, all you'll have is 0 and 1. Next thing, we actually need to start adding till a certain number. Now, there will be two types of questions when it comes to the Fibonacci series. Let us see which type we have here. So in this question, the question says or states that we need to print a Fibonacci series up to an nth term. Okay. So whatever is the nth term, we'll have to print up till there. For instance, we have to print up till, let's say, the fifth term. So this is the first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term. So up till 3 it will print. Till 7th term, meaning up till 8 it should print. Okay. So that means we will need a variable in which we will be storing a certain term, right? Still the nth term. So we will take a variable n as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll say int n equals, let us say we go up till the 7th term so that it can print up till 8. Next up, we also need a variable int sum because we'll have to add the last two numbers, a plus b, right? So we'll just take it as 0. After that, we'll start a loop because this is supposed to happen in a loop, right? So we'll say int I. Now, see here, the first term and the second term is already printed, right? So I'll start the loop from 3 till I less than equals to n. I plus plus. So it will start from 3, it will go up till 7. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The loop will run only for 5 times, right? Now n is 7. The first two terms we have already gotten. That means we will only be getting 5 values through this loop. Okay. So let's go ahead and write. So sum equals a plus b. That needs to be printed. Again, actually, you know what? I'll just paste this and I'll print sum. Next, what will happen is I will actually want to swap the numbers because always the next number should be the sum, right? So A will become equals to B, that will be the swapping, and B will become equals to sum. Okay, once you understand the Dryrun, you'll get a better picture of this. So let me show you how does this work. Ooh, what did I do? I never wrote the sum. I thought I did. Okay, never mind. So let's go ahead and write sum equals A plus B. Okay, here we are. Now, we said till 7 we should get up till 8. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 terms we got, right? And that's your Fibonacci program. Let's go ahead and understand the Dryrun as to what exactly happened here, right? So let's check it out. I'm going to go on the whiteboard, and here we are. So let me quickly get the code and just increase the size a little bit. Yeah, perfect. So let's go ahead and see what the Dryrun is going to look like. So first of all, we will have int a equals 0, right? So we will have a and that will have 0 in it. Next thing, in the next line, we will have int b equals 1. So b will have 1 in it. Next, we will have system.out.println. Print a will be printed. So in the output, a is printed, a is 0, 0 is printed, there's a space after this. Then system.out.print, b is printed. So b has 1, b will be printed. Next thing, we have int n equals 7. So n is 7. Okay. Next, int sum equals 0. So we have sum is 0. Next, we will have a variable I. Now, I starting value is 3. Okay. Of course, if it is a loop, it will first check the condition before doing anything else. So the condition will be checked here. I should be less than equals to n. So I is 3 right now, n is 7. So I is less. The condition is true, meaning it will go inside. And on the inside, it will have sum equals to a plus b. Now a here is 0, b is 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. Sum will have 1 now, which is supposed to be your third term, right? System.out.print, sum is printed. So 1 is printed one more time. Next, what happens is a will become equals to b and b will become equals to sum. What we are doing here is called swapping. Now what I'm doing is I'm just swapping the a value to b and I'm just going to make b to sum. Now see, if you see the loop here, this was a to begin with, this was b to begin with, right? A plus b we got, this became the sum. Next thing what we want to do is we want 1 to become, so now this will become a and this will become b. So that now if I do a plus b, 1 plus 1, this will become sum. Clear? So that is what the intention is. We want to actually change the value of the variable. Okay. So now a is equals to b. Right now b had 1. So it will go to a, and b is equals to sum. So b is 1. Now sum is also 1. So 1 will be cut and you'll get 1 here. Okay. Next time again it ends the loop here. So it will go back and it will do I plus plus. I was 3. It will become 4. The condition will be of course checked before doing anything else. So the condition is I less than equals to n. I is 4, n is 7. 4 is less than 7. Condition is true. Sum will be happening next. So sum is equals to a plus b. So now a has 1 and b has 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Sum will become 3. Okay. Sum will become 3. It will also be printed. So sum is supposed to be printed. 3 will be printed. Oh, how am I saying 1 plus 1 is 3? Oh my God. I've gotten a little crazy maybe. So I'll just go ahead and change this. Yeah, I am so sorry. 1 plus 1 is 2. And here 2 will be printed. Good God. Next thing again, the swapping will happen. So A will have B now. So B had 1. So it will go to A. And B is equals to sum. So sum is 2, so now B will get this 2. Okay. Now again we have reached the end. It will go back and do I plus plus. I plus plus 4 say it will become 5. Okay. Now after that happens, again the condition will be checked that 5 is less than equals to 7. And we will be saying yes. 5 is the I, n is the 7. So 5 is less than 7. Condition is true. We'll go inside. We will get a sum. Sum is equals to A plus B. Right. Now A is 1, B is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. That is supposed to go in the variable sum. So sum will have 3 now. Okay. Next up, we will have system.out.print sum. So sum has 3, 3 will be printed. Next, A will be equals to B. So now B has 2. So that will go to A. And B is equals to sum. Sum has 3. So that will go to B. Okay. Next up, again we reach the end of the loop. I plus plus is supposed to happen. So 5 will become 6. It will check the condition. I less than equals to n. I has 6. N has 7. Condition is true. Meaning it will go inside and it will do the next line. Sum is equals to A plus B. Now A is 2. B is 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5. Sum will have 5. 3 will change to 5. Okay. Now sum will also be printed. So after 3, 5 will be printed. And next up, we will again do the swapping. So A is equals to B. So A mein pehle 2 was there, but B has 3, right? So this 3 is supposed to go to A. So this has gone. Then B is equals to sum. So B mein jo bhi tha doesn't matter, but now sum should be there, which is 5. Okay. Now again, I plus plus is supposed to happen. I plus plus meaning 6 will become 7. Condition will be checked. I should be either less than or equals to n. Now I is 7. N is also 7. The condition still is true because they are equal. So again, sum will happen. Sum is equals to A plus B. A has 3. B has 5. So sum will become 3 plus 5, which is 8. Okay. Again, sum needs to be printed. So 5 ke baad 8 will be printed. A is equals to B. So 3 mein, A mein 5 will come because B had 5. And in B, sum will come, right? So sum is 8. Right? After that, again, I plus plus is supposed to happen. So I plus plus will happen. It will become 8. And the condition will be checked. I less than equals to n. So here I is 8, n is 7. So I is neither less than nor equals to 7. Therefore, the condition will become false, and here it will fall through the false for loop, and whatever happens after the curly bracket is supposed to be executed. For this problem, however, we do not really have any other statement because this is the curly bracket for the main function. So it will stop here, and what we will get is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and that's your program. I hope you have understood this. Once you do the dry run, you'll be able to understand it a lot better. What we are simply doing is we are adding and then we are changing the values of the variables involved, which is A, B, and sum. That is absolutely all. I hope you have understood the program. And if you have any more programs in mind that you would want us to do, you can put them on the comments and we will be sure to take them up. Other than that, if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Have a great day ahead.